because there is no law which says you must seek permission from Abdul Kaftoon to stand against him. But still, because we also have another problem, gentlemen and ladies. You still have Ugandans. You know, there is a lady who got 200 shillings to go and vote. And I said, only 200 really is deciding? He said, me, I'm a Catholic. So when it means taking bribes, you are not a Catholic. When it means to meeting the reasons why you are being bribed, you become a Catholic. The problem we have also with Ugandans is that they believe what Museveni tells them is the law. For example, everyone believes you can't leave the army and stand. So I said, now, let me do first things first. Because you could also be too rigid forever. I had done quite a bit of rigid tackles and rigid fights. You could also choose to be rigid forever. So I noticed President Museveni had a lot of panic actually with Honorable Mbabazi. I said, why don't I exploit this? I said, for me to campaign for you, give me karatasi. Because I don't want to go to these things and I'm mistaken for a serving officer. And then, and I got the karatasi. Ceremony, relieved, and actually saluted out of the army. And I got a certificate. You can imagine if I was a serving army officer, would I be here now? Ugandans need to understand the circumstances we operate in. Imagine you went to the bush voluntarily, you did all the contributions, some of us lost legs, others hear people saying, yes, but you can imagine all that is suppressed by some laws which were created in our innocence. For example, when I stood in Rubabu, President Museveni kept telling me, who gave you permission to stand? Fortunately, the laws that time were reading correct. It said the CPA shall clear. For me, I had read it very well. I went to Mateka and I got my document. He was a CPA at that time. I kept it in my pocket. Then the president said...
What's CPA?
He thought that for chief of personnel administration of the army, the president thought that in order to stand, you had to get his clearance. So when all the hassles and the tuffles were on, Honorable Katega called me and said, the president said you should not stand. I said, why? Said you need clearance from him. I said, no, that's not what the law reads. Immediately after that, the law was amended. Let me get back to this. How long are you going to fight in one position when you know very well this position continues to fully deny you? So, like I was saying, at least I moved one step. I left the army. Now I can come here and even call President Museveni. That's a lot. Although he's my commander, I must tell you, respect is certainly very, very important. But I want to tell you, I am completely different. Then the other people come up and say, how could you have campaigned for him? Imagine somebody who has been in the doldrums for those many years, incarcerated, I don't know what, in court every day. All about me was the dark picture of Tumukunde. Don't you think I had to use some advantages to amend it? To put things correct? One of them, for example, was campaigning the Republic of Uganda on and across. If people cheat you, you may also learn to cheat them. By the way, so I took this advantage. I improved my image from Tumukunde, the incarcerated, Tumukunde, the suppressed, Tumukunde, the besieged, Tumukunde, the harassed, Tumukunde, the begging, begging for survival and life. And then this time, I was Tumukunde, rounding Ugandans in it. And I even used that opportunity and became a minister for 1 year and 8 months. Sometimes maybe... Yes. It's a question of how you want to tap these circumstances. In that
I was about to ask, did he suspect you that you have this? That's why he only allowed you 1 year.
Whatever his suspicions were, at least some things you never notice about me. One person cabinet reshuffle. Of course, he had also intended to bundle me with Kehura and throw us in one pool. Fortunately, Ugandans distinguish things. We all have our own cases. I have mine. Kehura had his. We are all being judged, fortunately, differently. So my main issue is, do you want to be the master designer about things that continue to handcuff you, or you need to act like a steel rod driving through a wall? If Ugandans do not understand me about this, I apologize entirely. But I can also tell you, at least in my own case, I'm different. I can come here. Of course, it doesn't stop President Museveni. I'm told all my escorts were taken to Mbuya.
No more reshuffle.
No,
It was a no more reshuffle.
They were taken to their units. Now they've been corrected and handled. You can imagine the innocent young people, the innocent ones who just guard you because they have been posted to you. They don't even know you. But all this is a process of intimidation and torment. So now, that is my explanation about some of these things. But also, there's also my records. Why don't you take them on? If I can stand in those kind of circumstances, as Honorable Katuntu was saying, ask him the circumstances. And I come up and say, I will not support term limits. Gentlemen, give it to them. You can even see the designs quickly. Yes, give me what is mine. Why do you really hang me where I don't have to be? And I'm not bullying anybody. I'm only struggling to explain myself in circumstances where Ugandans are not fond of understanding fundamentals. And not the Ugandans that me I know. Actually, those who own the cerebral capacity to differentiate things are the ones most misusing it. Actually, other Ugandans understand me, as you will see. If I negotiate and I'm the presidential candidate, I'll give you credit. I want to comment on the divisions in the NRM and the data my brother
Moses,
Mr. Byarhanga was bringing out. Ugandans, by the way, are underscored.